WNBA star Angel Reese has found herself in the center of an unexpected media storm after shutting down a challenge from outspoken sports commentator Clay Travis. Travis, known for stirring the pot with his often polarizing takes, proposed a highly publicized one-on-one basketball match between himself and Reese, complete with a $100,000 prize and a pay-per-view setup that he claimed would bring in millions for charity. But when Reese blocked him on X, formerly Twitter, and made it clear she wasn't interested, the internet lit up with reactions from every corner. Let's be real, this wasn't just about basketball. Travis's offer wasn't your everyday, friendly challenge. It came with strings, spectacle, and the kind of media buzz that only controversy can buy. The proposed match had all the ingredients for a viral showdown: a hefty cash prize, a televised broadcast, and the irresistible premise of a male commentator facing off against one of the WNBA's most talked-about young stars. But instead of accepting or even acknowledging the offer, Reese made her stance clear by cutting Travis off on social media. One block was all it took to signal this was not worth her time. Almost instantly, social media erupted. Some fans and media personalities criticized Reese's decision, calling it a missed opportunity, one that could have helped raise money for good causes and maybe even boosted her own public image. But just as many, if not more, defended her. To them, this wasn't a real offer made in good faith. It was yet another example of someone outside the women's game trying to hijack the spotlight with a publicity stunt that had little to do with actual basketball and everything to do with creating drama. Clay Travis pitched the idea earlier, in the week with no shortage of confidence. According to him, the match could have drawn massive attention, with a winner-take-all $100,000 prize, ironically more than Reese's current WNBA salary. He framed it as a fun, charitable event, even throwing in the claim that he might have a shot at beating her because of the training he's had from watching his son's 8th grade basketball team. That line alone sparked a flood of responses, ranging from disbelief to laughter to frustration. At the time Travis made the offer, Reese was coming off a tough night on the court. Her offense had fallen flat, 0 for 8 from the field and only 2 points to show for it, and Travis didn't miss the chance to pounce on those numbers. But here's the thing, while she struggled on the scoring end, Reese was still grinding. Hard defensively, pulling down 12 rebounds and staying active all game. A poor shooting night happens to even the best players. But rather than acknowledge the full scope of her performance, Travis zeroed in on her scoring struggles as justification for why he, a media personality with no professional basketball experience, could hold his own against her. That narrative struck a nerve with fans of women's sports. Many felt Travis's comments weren't just tone-deaf, they were deliberately disrespectful. The idea that watching middle school basketball somehow prepares someone to take on a pro athlete was met with immediate backlash. Still, Travis stood by the challenge, doubling down on social media, adding fuel to an already burning conversation. Reese, on the other hand, refused to play along. She never directly responded to Travis or entertained the offer in any serious way. Instead, she's kept her focus on what matters most: her performance, her team, and the business moves that are steadily turning her into one of the WNBA's brightest young stars. With endorsements piling up and attention continuing to grow, Reese doesn't need a gimmick to stay in the headlines. She already is the headline. Blocking Travis wasn't just a personal move, it was a statement, one that said she wouldn't be baited into a circus. It was her way of taking control of the narrative, refusing to be dragged into yet another internet spectacle that turns a professional athlete into a viral talking point for someone else's agenda. Still, the criticism came. Some voices in the sports world suggested Reese missed a chance to showcase her game on a big stage, even if it was unconventional. They argued that the event could have been fun, that it could have raised money for causes that matter. But others weren't buying it. To them, the challenge wasn't about charity or basketball. It was about poking at women's sports in a way that's become all too familiar. And Reese's refusal to engage, that was her standing up for herself and her profession. If this all feels familiar, that's because it is. Clay Travis has a history of inserting himself into conversations about women's sports, often with "takes that spark" outrage. Earlier this year, he stirred the pot by claiming a high school boys basketball team could beat the WNBA champions in a head-to-head matchup. That comment lit up social media for days, drawing the ire of athletes, coaches, and fans who saw it for what it was, another attempt to undermine the legitimacy of women's sports under the guise of debate. This latest challenge to Angel Reese seems like more of the same. Sure, it was dressed up as a charitable event, but the undertone was clear. It wasn't about celebrating the game or giving back. It was about drawing attention through controversy, at the expense of a young athlete trying to carve out her path in a still-growing league. What's interesting here is how Reese chose to respond, or rather, not respond. In a world where clapping back is often the default, her silence spoke volumes. Instead of trading barbs online or giving Travis the viral moment he was probably hoping for, she simply shut the door and moved on. That quiet confidence is becoming one of her trademarks both on and off the court, and that's probably what frustrates some people the most. Angel Reese isn't playing the game they want her to play. She's not taking the bait, not falling into the trap of turning her career into a sideshow. She's betting on herself, on her growth, and on her ability to command attention through the work she puts in every single day, not through a made-for-TV spectacle designed to make someone else look clever. Of course, the public remains divided. Some still believe she should have accepted the challenge, played the game, and donated the money, but even that view misses the point. Angel Reese never owed anyone a response. She never had to justify her decision to skip a mock matchup that had little to offer her and everything to gain for someone else. Her focus is the WNBA, her team, her future, and that's exactly where it should be. The timing of this whole saga adds another layer to the story. With the WNBA season underway and Reese still adjusting to the pace and pressure of the pro level, distractions like this could easily throw a young player off course. But if anything, her handling of the situation shows just how mentally tough she is. She's not just learning how to compete, she's learning how to carry herself, how to control the noise, and how to move with purpose. Whether or not the Travis challenge was ever serious, whether or not it could have raised millions for charity becomes almost irrelevant in the end. What matters is that Angel Reese made a choice to stay focused on her lane, to protect her peace, and to avoid a moment that could have overshadowed everything she's working to build. That's the part that shouldn't be missed. As the season rolls on, all eyes will remain on Reese, not because of a blocked commentator or a viral tweet, but because of what she does on the hardwood. The critics will keep talking. That's a given. But if her play continues to evolve, if her leadership continues to grow, those voices will start to fade into the background. Because at the end of the day, that's how real careers are made. Not in hypothetical one-on-ones, but in the grind of real games, real moments, and real progress. And for Angel Reese, that journey is only just beginning.